And welcome to the July update from the Tau team based on what we've been doing during June. So first off, we're going to be kicking off with a Q&A, and then we're going to get into the updates from the business team. And in the next video, we're going to be getting into the updates from the tech team. All right, so on with the Q&A questions. And this first question is from Kay, and they ask, are there parts of Tau and Agoras that can be expedited with quick hacks, but forward compatible with the intended implementation in the future?
We definitely try to do so. We want this to happen. I cannot promise anything for now, but we surely work on this direction.
And this next question is from Monkey, and they ask, do you think a lot of existing crypto projects will be using Tau and Agoras in the near future? If so, why and how?
Yes, because of two things. One is the decidable contract language. Not only decidable, it will have more features. And the other one is proof of execution. Both of them are very desired in the blockchain world. But in the longer run, there will be no need for any other blockchain. Tau will be the only blockchain by definition, because it can always evolve and always do anything. So by definition, there will be no need for any other blockchain once Tau is running.
And this next question is from Wanderer, and they ask, in the Tau white paper, there's a part that says on Tau, the software's requirements and specifications are identified with its code. What does this really mean?
Specifications identified with the code in the sense that if the specification is indeed complete and specifies what the program should do, then you can always query the specification for what to do next. And therefore, in principle, you don't need code. The specification already gives you all the information.
And the next question is from Dana, and they say, will the Agoras team consider consulting with an economics professor to improve the tokenomics? If we are entering into a crypto bear market, I'm concerned the team might run out of resources if Agoras isn't attractive as a long-term store of value.
We didn't have in mind specifically looking for an economics professor, but we do have in mind how to create an economy over Agoras even before the full Tau is ready, for example, by a DHT network featuring a market of provable computation, in particular BDD operations. That with BDD operations, you can encode any program. In particular, TML is already encoded in BDDs. So you will be able to ask someone to make a computation for you, and they give you the result, and you can trust that the result is correct. So we consider, we do work towards making a network featuring this economy as a mid-step.
And this next question is from Redneve, and they ask, how do you envision the user base of Agoras Live and TML until the end of the year, number of users and their profiles? Well, Agoras Live isn't actually released yet, and TML 1.0 is scheduled for a release on our roadmap in Q4 of this year, alongside Agoras Live. And for TML, it's obviously because it's a programming language, it's going to have much more of a technical user. And Agoras Live, because it's essentially a platform for everyone to share knowledge via video, it can have a much more general and wider user base. In terms of the number of users, we can't predict that just yet, but we do have a marketing strategy that we've just finished, and we intend to have as big as a user base as we can for launch, and that's going to be on our marketing strategy roadmap. So we'll be pushing that out as well. And this next question is from Andrew. And they ask, he's got two questions actually. The first question from Andrew is, while waiting for the project to reach its fruition, what specific skills are expected or required for people who want to be the first mover and to take advantage of TML technology to give value to society? Should the person know the language of C++, Python, logic? Should he or she know mathematics or economics?
I guess the best would be to get familiar with mathematical logic and knowledge representation languages.
All right, and on to Andrew's second question. He asks even, once TML and Agoras reach its launch, since TML is an auto checker of what people say, people literally would like to always prove themselves correct, like a badge of honor, and others can see it in an instance whether a person contradicts himself or not. And this will establish trust in the platform. As TML is a nomic club and not a nomic game where everyone can benefit from the club, my question is, could you suggest what type of thinking and discipline should be desirable for a person to have to take advantage of this technology?
Yeah, but the Tau being a nomic club or nomic game is the view of the old Tau, but now Tau is not based on nomic. As you say, what the system can do is detect contradictions, and that's the only thing, the only way in which it can contribute to the notion of truth. After all, people can say false things that are not contradictory, and then the system will have no way to determine that. They will be able to see that, for example, experts in the field disagree with that and then trust them, but the system as for itself cannot detect truth and false. It can only detect contradictions. And for first mover taking advantage of the system, I guess, the best would be to have formalized knowledge that people are interested at. There is a lot of already formalized open source knowledge out there. And there is even the 1 trillion triples project, which is just one project among hundreds. There is Wikipedia. There is plenty of already formalized knowledge. So either using this knowledge and bringing it to the platform, or creating new knowledge can create advantage for users.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Ahad, and for everyone participating in the questions and answers. So that's it from the Q&A, and we'll get into the business team updates now. Alrighty, I'll throw it over to Carolina for your update during June.
This week, I prepared an outline for a PR content plan that involves placed media and our own channels. And the next step is going to be finalizing the first article on Tau and passing it on to our marketing partners so that it gets distributed. We also have a list of publications that we need to look through and decide which websites we want to appear on first, and which ones are going to reach our target audience the best. And we're going to do the same with an influencer list, and that's going to be something that Kilian is going to be a lot of help with, because he knows the crypto and blockchain influencers very well. We've also received and discussed updating branding concepts from one designer, and expecting to see some concepts from another designer sometime later today. So I'm very excited to see some visuals for Tau, because once we have them, we'll be able to share them with the public. And I've also worked with Kilian on outlining a Bitcoin talk post that we really need to update. So we have a post structure. We're going to fill it in and share some more up-to-date information on the forum. And of course, I've also participated in pitch deck discussions, discussing some minor improvements and final improvements that we need to make before we can start pitching. So that's my update. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Carolina. And I'll pass it over to Killian for his update this month.
Hi, everybody. So thank you. This month I've been working on a few things. First of all, I've been working on the pitch deck, doing some refinements. We've pitched the deck this month also to the academic panel, meaning especially Professor Wenzmüller and Professor Franconi, to gauge more feedback and professionalize the pitch deck further. I've also continued together with Fola to do submissions for getting us another, or in particular one tier 1 exchange listing. So we're in the process of submitting to various tier 1 exchanges and hoping to have some good news there soon. I've also helped more generally with the branding that we are currently working on together with our marketing partner. And I've also been looking for marketing experts that, or for in particular to hire one marketing expert long term. So we are really looking for enhance our team with a highly professional expert in that regard. Yeah, and I also have been preparing some marketing materials that hopefully in the future will be of good use for us. For example, a sheet that lists all, like different kind of potential marketing channels. Like, for example, I've aggregated Quora discussions based that relate to artificial intelligence, blockchain, basically any discussion that may relate to our project. We're trying to aggregate in the document so that ultimately anyone in the community or our team can access it and make comments in those discussions around our around taunet. And that sheet not only contains those Quora-based discussions, but also a list of crypto and tech journalists, and also crypto-focused Discord and Telegram groups. So anything really where we can spread the word about taunet. I've also created a document that shall serve as a list of things that anyone in the community, but also in the team, can do to boost awareness around taunet. So it might look like a little bit of overlap to the other document, but this document is more like a checklist of things that you can do. For example, you could like Agoras on CoinMarketCap, on CoinGecko. You can on Cointelegraph, there's, for example, the Cointelegraph top 100 of notable people in blockchain list. There we together can raise awareness around our project and around OHAT and get him also to appear in that list. And various things like this. Like, I'm looking to continuously enhance this list. And if you have any idea of how, of what other steps one could undertake, definitely let me know. Yeah, I've been also wrapping up the Tau supporter program. We didn't get that much attention out of it, but we had 9 participants. But it was a good experience to get a feel of how the dynamics would be in such a program. We had 9 participants, as said, and the winner, the one that aggregated most points, is Jordi for creating an NFT series related to taunet, with, I believe, 10 different NFTs relating to taunet. So that's very amazing. And yeah, so under the scope of the Tau supporter program, thank you all for participating. And also the community member of the month is RW. I hope I pronounced the name correct. It's just 2 letters. So he is the community member of the month for providing his testimonial, and I read it out loud. He says, Tau's objective is to help move forward the world by helping the people share the knowledge in a useful and easy way. Have you ever had a useful and clear conversation between more than 20 people? Could you even imagine a fruitful conversation between 500 people, all with different points of views, knowledge and opinions? Tau is here to solve this problem, to make the impossible possible. Now imagine how useful it is going to be for governments, large companies and big groups, and how much will they be willing to pay to use the technology. Tau will change how we communicate with each other. So yeah, thank you for this great testimonial. If you have if anybody else has a testimonial to share, there's a link below the video in the description. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Killian. Really appreciate that update. So from my side, we have been looking at hiring 2 people. As before, we were looking to hire a UX designer to finish off Agoras Live and to work on a prototype for Tau, at least some early prototypes. Maybe we could show things not being connected from the back end, but just how things could look for Tau. So I continue to work on that endeavor. I have been speaking to hiring companies to assist in this. Obviously, this isn't a role where you're just going to be able to find people applying to these kind of jobs. These jobs, hiring a blockchain developer and a really high level and really good UX designer, you have to find them. They don't come and find you. So I've been speaking to companies to work with us on that. Beginning that road, I've actually looked at and had 2 calls with 2 different UX designers on that front as well. Hopefully they see a bit more. Hopefully we see a bit more interest in the traditional methods of hiring, but I do expect this to be much more of a active role in trying to find these, trying to fill these roles. For my part. I have been working on 2 exchanges to be listed with next month. I should be able to wrap this up next month. Obviously, I can't really get into the details of who they are just yet, but I can say that they are roughly similar level as Bittrex or potentially higher, depending on which ones we go with. And some of them do have a few more hoops for us to jump through, just regarding sort of legal opinions and that sort of thing, depending on where we go. But all very, very good stuff for the Agoras token listing. So I'll be able to hopefully update you either during July or at the end of July in the next update. I've been working on also alongside Carolina and Killian as efforts with the marketing strategy. I've also been looking into the publications in China and Asia with Ethan, our advisor for the Asia and Chinese community. And what we've done is come up with placed media for the top 16 crypto publications. So whilst Carolina is going to be working on the Western media, she's also going to be incorporating the Chinese media and making sure that's all working in tandem together. So it's a really it's growing the effect and impact of what we're doing just on the Western side. And then also there are some additional partners that we are reaching out to for marketing services in China. So I've begun those conversations, and we hope to bring them up to speed and see what they can do for us. They've had some really good results and clients, so hopefully they can do the same and bring some interesting results to our project. And help with getting this project as aware as it can, increasing the awareness about this project. Again, working with Killian on applying for a tier 1 exchange. That process has been long and laborious, and hopefully we can convince one of them to take us on board. A lot of these exchanges do preach that they are sort of the first in taking on the not just the tokens that are really popular, but also the projects that have really promising and ambitious technology. So that's why, we thought it's best to reach out to these guys soon and, make sure that they know who we are so we can begin discussions with them. So, we work on that front as well. And, as Carolina mentioned before, we continue to work on the design aspects. There are some additional avenues that we've uncovered that we're going to explore as well with new designers too. Hopefully the designers that we have can, really put out a really amazing design, or we have additional routes that we can go down. And, we're quite confident that, either of them will produce some good results. So very happy with the ideas that we have floating around that. All right, and that's it from us on the business team. Thank you very much for your Q&A questions, and we'll see you in Telegram. But we do have another video coming, which is the development update from the development team. So we'll see you there. Thank you.